James Kaufman, World News Report today, August 30th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, the Atlantic is coming alive. All I see are tropical disturbances from Texas all the way to Africa. We'll take a look at three of these disturbances real quickly. We have a disturbance that's forming just off the Texas-Louisiana coast here. It's bringing significant rainfall to the coastal bend area here, and it's got a 20% chance of formation into a cyclone. We're going to keep our eyes on that, but it will be a washout for the Labor Day weekend. Behind that, we have another tropical disturbance with a much greater chance of formation over the next couple of days. This storm could also be headed into the Gulf of Mexico. Take a look at that in just a second. And coming off of the African coast, we have really more than one disturbance, but they have one in particular disturbance that they're giving a 20% chance of formation. And again, it's following the stronger disturbance in front of it. Jumping over to the National Hurricane Center, we see that this disturbance off the coast of Texas and Louisiana has only a 20% chance of formation, although it is bringing heavy rains to the Texas and Louisiana coast already. We do have a cool front coming through that might prevent it from formation. We also have a disturbance with a 40% chance of formation over the next few days, headed towards the Lesser Antilles and into the Caribbean, where it will encounter warmer waters and should turn into a cyclone. There's a very good chance it could go over the Yucatan Peninsula and end up in the Gulf of Mexico. Behind that, we have another disturbance. We really have two additional disturbances, but behind that, we have another disturbance being called out by the National Hurricane Center, coming off the coast of Africa with a 20% chance of formation here. As it moves across the Atlantic, it should increase as far as its percentages of becoming a tropical cyclone. Now, I'm showing you this because it's not correct. There is a formation, a disturbance forming right here, and the National Hurricane Center is not covering it. Moving out to the Central Pacific, we know that Hone hit Hawaii straight on as a tropical storm, I believe, and Hawaii currently has a tropical disturbance right over it, bringing additional rains to the islands. All right, we have the latest and greatest enhanced satellite photo. Friday, 7 p.m. We can see that disturbance is building there in the Gulf of Mexico. You can also see the disturbance I talked about forming off the coast of Central America here. We also can see the system or disturbance with a 40% chance of formation here, followed by another system with a 20% chance of formation. We can see we have other possibilities coming off the coast of Africa soon. We have to keep our eyes on this situation here. It might join up with this disturbance with a 40% chance of formation and move into the Caribbean as one. So we will keep our eyes on this. It's not being called out by any of the weather services currently as having any chance of formation. Headed over to myfoxhurricane.com, we see that disturbance trying to form in the Gulf of Mexico. However, we do have a cool front moving through, which will probably prevent cyclone formation. Although, again, we're already seeing heavy rains on the Texas and Louisiana coasts. We also can clearly see the system off the Central American coast. It looks like it is starting to rotate and form. I don't know why it has not been called out by the National Hurricane Center. We'll keep an eye on this right here. This is the system that's headed towards the Lesser Antilles with a 40% chance of formation, followed by a third system here with a 20% chance of formation. All right, taking a look at the last 2 hours of the Gulf of Mexico action. We see a lot happening off Tampa here. We also see that there is some rotation here. And we're starting to see something form here, but again, the cool cold front is on its way quickly, And my guess is it will prevent formation of the system, although the system has already brought heavy rains, and the Labor Day weekend will be a washout either way. When we have a low pressure system meet a high pressure system, we usually see tornadic activity, which very well could happen as soon as this evening, Friday night, into Saturday. Taking a look at the same information in infrared satellite, it really appears that this storm is spinning the wrong way, which would be clockwise. These lows should be spinning counterclockwise. This is that high pressure front that's coming through. When they do meet, I expect there will be formation of plenty of tornadoes in the area. So again, the Atlantic is awakening, as it does always around this time of year. You'll find that most of the stronger hurricanes hit sometime in September or October. God bless you and yours. Keep an eye on everything. If it happens to be headed in your direction, make sure that you have a full tank of gas and that you're prepared in all ways. God bless you. Share, subscribe, and always remember that anything's possible in Bizarro World.